Hello, this is our report on what we've been seeing on the CP4U-F2, which is a fractal version of what we've got online in previous videos. Yesterday I got a report from our tester in Belgium. He installed this on a Cessna 152. And they reported in a 1.5-hour flight test 20 miles or 20 knots increase in airspeed and 13% increase in fuel economy. They're going to be doing ongoing testing on that, and it's not so different than I expected. Obviously, with the car testing, we see fairly linear effects after about 65 miles an hour. In other words, if we're getting 70 miles per gallon at 70 miles per hour, we see 80 miles per gallon at 80 miles an hour, and the gallons per hour doesn't change after about 60 miles per hour. Prior to that, a couple weeks ago, talking to a tester, he and I decided a good idea would be to take off the cold air supply line to heat up the air, because of our increase in under hood temperatures and air temperatures, ambient air temperatures, seems to increase everything. So I did that, and we got virtually a doubling of low-end performance. Okay, we're doing a startup test on the car. The car just started a little while ago, and you can see the temperature right now is still at cold, and the gallons per minute is 0.08, 0.07, 1.1 horsepower. Prior to this, it was 0.02 gallons per minute and 0.6 horsepower. And this thing rises as the heat to the fuel injection system decreases. So the more heat we get, the better the mileage, and considerably better, in orders of magnitude. Right now it's 0.1 gallon per hour, 1.6 horsepower. It will go up to 0.31 gallon per hour and 6 horsepower, maybe 5 horsepower. But this is how it is right now. Okay, we're in third gear. Just started the car up, and we're driving along, as you can see, at 15 miles an hour. Okay, we're in third gear again, and we're driving along at 29 miles an hour, and I'm going to shift it into fifth. There's fifth. All right, so now you're seeing what happens as you gear up and down with the coil pack in place. This happens exactly the same as it does with a regular car, but everything with the coil pack is exaggerated. That's basically what you can say. So here we go. We're at 42 miles an hour, 72 miles per gallon, and in fifth gear. And you'll see that this thing will hit the crossover point at about 60 miles an hour, where drag goes away, and therefore the gallons per hour never goes up again. That's what I call a crossover point. That was immediately apparent when I put the coil pack 4U-F2 on. So So here we go, 55, 76.7, and you can see that the mileage goes up as the horsepower, as the miles per hour goes up, and that happens on a stock diesel. That's the way diesels operate. Doesn't happen on gasoline cars, not that I'm aware of. So here we are, 55, 78, 80 miles per gallon. Temperature outside is over 80. I didn't check it carefully when I left home, so I don't know. I checked it earlier. But obviously we're getting incredible mileage right now, not using any fuel to speak of, and that continues. So that's a wrap. We did several more tests that day, and always achieved the same thing. This is a ongoing testing. As I said, this is basically what diesels do, except it's exaggerated quite a bit, and we have seen as much as 90 miles per gallon on under hot conditions so far. Average is probably around 60, 65 at the tank. Okay, so you might ask, after seeing all this, where do we go from here? And one of the things that we're doing is we're going to be doing head-to-head testing. One 2002 VW against identical car, with and without the CP4U. So in the past, we've taken this thing to Detroit and tested at the Mercedes-Benz labs. We got 62 miles per gallon at on their very sophisticated equipment. They came up with some kind of a government equalizing argument that the 62 miles per gallon was stock. I know better. I tested the car for several years before that. These VWs do not get 62 miles per gallon in the city, no matter what. But now what we're gonna do is we're having Dr. Doug Carroll from Missouri State, who has done some work with us in the past on the Hall effect, come out and on the 21st of this month, and we'll do head-to-head testing according to how he advised us. But virtually, we're not going to allow any kind of anything like what happened in the Detroit testing to occur. And our objective is to sell this to a company in India that does multi-million-dollar battery sales that is interested in it. So once we get the head-to-head testing done, we have a couple other people you might want to have run by this and get their reports on it too. But I think at this point there's no question that this device works better than anybody could ever possibly expect with its fractal input.